Rhea story revolution. So as I was saying the last time, previous chapter, we were in Puana Brașov, which is remote in the mountains, no access to Radio Free Europe, which was a source of real information, not the Communist TV or the media, non-media, false media, propaganda machine, and also with few people. Most of them travelers, visitors from wherever, and sort of an empty resort at that time because it was before the season. Season would start with the students, children's holidays in a week or so from the moment I'm talking about now, 16th of December. We went to Bucharest to get our first party of British kids. From the airport, Otopeni, to Puana Brașov. I was with this delegate. We arrived at the airport, not knowing anything about revolt starting up in Timișoara. And once at the airport, there was a tension in the air, and which culminated at one stage. There's more stage climax, but one level, they announced they closed the airport. Why is that? We had no idea who to ask. The airport used to be one of the, I guess even now they have to have security to watch some people in view of 9/11 and those stupid bastards who try everything, getting knives seen or bombs, whatever. So they must have security cameras now and people watching. Especially I know working with people from Israel at El Al flights, they have quite a few agents looking you over if you're there trying to board an El Al flight. So at that time there was the Securitate, the local KGB watching over, who they would give you the information, or people were afraid that they. Plus, it's also true, even in Bucharest, I'm sure many had no idea what was going on, especially in the earlier stages. However, now with hindsight, we know. I know they decided to close the border. They saw a big thing going on in Timișoara, marches against the regime, and down with Ceausescu, down with communism, jos Ceausescu, jos communism. So they decided to close the borders because they gave as a reason agenturile străine, foreign agents, foreign influence, and perhaps, probably, they even believe that people now have conspiracy theories. The sound of the Radisson, that's what I keep hearing every day. I mean, it's remember what this stupid bastard was saying all the time with Ukraine and Crimea. It's not the Russians. The Russians are the good guys. Even when occupying, it's the Americans who provoke. The Americans put their foot. They want to be involved everywhere. What the fuck? They didn't want to get involved in Ukraine. That's part of the problem. They don't want to fight the Russians over the Ukraine. With Trump winning, if he does, they won't fight the Russians over anything. He said that in Lithuania or whatever. If the Russians come in, they wouldn't. America won't budge. He's a fan of Putin. He likes Putin, and guys like that. But let's stick to the revolution first stages, and emphasize we had no idea, and slowly the tour guides and people waiting for someone to arrive started to withdraw, and the airport was getting sort of empty. I was left there because I had a party of numerous parties. Some would wait for two, one. It seems I was the only one who was expecting tens of people. I forgot how many there were. 40. It's irrelevant, as you would see. But those 40 or 50 were trapped in no man's land. So what happened? They landed before the borders were closed. So they were in between. They didn't enter Romania, passport control and everything else. But for some time they couldn't leave because the border was shut. With them trapped on the airport, in between two walls. And I couldn't leave to see what happens. I couldn't get with them for some time. At a later stage, they called me in. A guy from the Securitate, security of the airport and Securitate, the KGB, a nasty, stupid fuck, said something, be careful what you say to them, then something a bit later, tell them to be orderly, să fac ordine, and be quiet, like like this is so stupid. You're here and you control, you have a gun, and what do you think? These come from the free world. What do you think? You tell them Ceausescu wants them to be quiet, or you stupid fuck, major in the KGB or whatever. Anyway, and in this situation, when you have, it's chaos, you have no idea what's going on, you have no plan, you have no answer, you have a situation which is out of control because they're not coming in, they're not going out, and you want them to be orderly, to obey rules. What rules? Because the rules were saying that they're coming in, going to the mountains, and you're just keeping them here prisoners, without a charge, without a reason, without... Anyway, it was so stupid, and I will continue with this tomorrow, this situation, because it was one of the most terrible moments of my life, not knowing, as I said, what to do, what the game is. The plan, you know it, was to welcome them in, take them to the bus, Poana Brașov, dinner, good night's sleep, and then a joyful, pleasant stay in this beloved, beautiful country. Blah, blah, blah. But the plan was no good anymore, not working. Instead, we had a good number of kids who didn't know what's going on. I couldn't tell them, for I had no idea. The teachers were losing also control because, again, the same reasons applied to them. They thought they're going to have a great time in the mountains with a special dinner and drinks, and because it was a special, the first dinner is a special one with wine and more special food, cake, dancing. Instead, it's a bleak airport that would look like hell. It looked like a jail. It was, in a way. And they're not coming in and they're not going out. And they knew this is one of the worst dictatorships of Europe. Ceausescu was one of the tyrants. Gorbachev was taking the Soviet Union to a different place, another trajectory, you know it. Alas, it's Putin who came out of this. Another tyrant, another Soviet Union of sorts, but there it is. Hungary was changing, all the rest were changing. Only this guy was sort of a Kim Jong-il, whatever, with this crazy lunatic and his dynasty that they have now in North Korea. So it didn't look good at all, and we all knew it. And it was tense, and it could be worse. We were thinking, and I will finish with this joke, which is for real. I was with this guy. Let me call him Humbaba. Humbaba is obviously a monster in Gilgamesh, but I like the name. And my friend, colleague, not really friend, looked a bit monstrous. Had some eyeglasses, and looked a bit askew with one eye, and he was with his briefcase. I mean, he had a briefcase with him. We sat and talked for some time, and we didn't know what's up, but suddenly he says, "I'm going." Click. Why, Humbaba? I have to. But why now? I mean, you could have done this 2 hours ago. Now what's the point in the middle of the... No, I'll take a taxi and I'll go. But what's the matter, Humbaba? He was thinking if he can tell me, if he should tell me, if it's wise. I have no idea what was in his mind, of course. But I'm just speculating. There was this worry, this paranoia, this schizophrenic attitude, because you lived in a society where you saw things which you were told always, forever, that they are not as you see them. There's food, this is the paradise on earth, and you were queuing for anything, meat and milk and whatever, sugar, anything. There were some things which were not there in any case. Hence, some of the stories I mentioned here in some chapters, with trying to get some hard currency, even if it was illegal, having the police come in. If you remember in Sinai, if you're interested, by the way, there's a Rhea stories and my story list, and then you have chapters there, story 1, 2, 3, 5. So therefore we had incidents with the police trying to get some hard currency, trying to get that stupid bastard German who took $75 from me, which I couldn't keep with me. I had to use it either in the West to get some coffee, some items you couldn't find your cigarettes, which you need to give to the doctor, or in a shop here, in a dollar shop. Hence the request for that Rauhi, the student I had, I was giving lessons, private tuition, helped him promote the exams by giving him my paper. I was nearly losing my exam because he took the paper and didn't bring it back. And when I asked him for some coffee, he asked for, I don't know, 4 times the price. Fuck. When you are, I hear he's a doctor now. With corruption, he has a degree, which is surely way more than he knows. I'm not sure he knows 25 times 14. I mean now, but so he says, I know what's wrong. In the end, considering, well, he can tell me what's on his mind, what's his suspicion. What, Humbaba? There's a bomb somewhere. What do you mean? They have a bomb in the airport. That's why all this. And we'll continue tomorrow.